Yes, sir. So welcome everybody to Lowriders and V Class. Today we have a special guest. We find ourselves in the city of Farmersville, right here with Mike, president from New Friends. Hey, Mike, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the invite.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Mike Guzman, and like homeboy said, I'm a president of New Friends Car Club. Um, I grew up in this town actually. You know what I mean? I actually grew up in the Campo. Uh, for many of you guys that know the area, a lot of us came from Linao Camp and then moved to Farmersville or surrounding areas. But um, that's pretty much where I grew up, and I still currently live here. Um, I 50 years old, and just been as a kid. I remember in the now camp I had a couple. They were paisas, but they had my neighbor had a at the time I didn't know what he had. You know what I mean?
It was just a cool car.
Yeah, it was a cool car, and his son was my age, and he was like my best friend. Um, and I just remember his dad on the weekend, hey, help me wash the car. All right, we washed the car. I just remember it being it had spokes. It was long, you know what I mean? And until I grew up later, I realized Paco had a '63 Impala, bro. And I didn't even know, I didn't know what kind of car it was or nothing. I was a kid,
Yeah.
And he used to tell us, hey, well, help me wash the car. And as a reward, he would take us in the evening, bro. He would take us to the Sequoia Drive-In when the Sequoia Drive-In right here was open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember kicking back in the backseat of the Impala, bro, watching, you know what I mean, a movie or whatever in the backseat of that car. And I think my love for cars started growing. You know what I mean? At that point,
Yeah.
as a kid, I always, man, my grandma, my mama, I had a bunch of little cars, Hot Wheels and shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I always like cars. It didn't matter what kind of car it was. You know what I mean? Every kind of car is unique in its own way. And overall, you know what I mean? I just like the car, any type of car. That guy right there ended up moving, and some other people moved in. Well, this guy is a whole different story. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't even know what kind of cars and stuff. Pero this guy también, I come out on the weekend and he'd be washing his car. He'd be listening to like los bookies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like Spanish.
Yeah.
He was a paisa. And later on, he had a nice car too, bro. It was clean. It was a clean ass ride. And but he had like crackers on it. You know what I mean? I just looked at the wheels and I just remember, counting the spokes on it. I go, this fucker only has 5. The other one had a bunch of rayitos.
Yeah.
And later on, pues, like I said, as I grew up, I go, what the kind of car that he had, bro, was like a 77, 76 Buick Regal. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh shit. I go, okay. I go, that's what that guy had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that time, But and then from then, you know what I mean? It was just my uncle was hanging out with some cholos right there in the campo, and he rolled up in a Cutlass, like a 77 también Cutlass. But his was all done. I'm not sure. The guy that owned it there in the camp, but it was all done, bro. Like it was all upholstered, like the wrinkled and biscuit tuck,
Yeah.
and it was like a burgundy, like a candy burgundy and stuff. It was a badass ride. And my uncle's a bike style, you know what I mean? But he started hanging out with the cholos right there. You know what I mean? They let him borrow that car, I guess. Fucking cruise around him and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, from there we moved to Farmersville, and you know what I mean.
How old were you right there when you first seen the car?
You know what? So we moved to Farmersville when I was like in the 6th grade, bro. So like when that time right there, I was probably like in fourth grade or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we were young.
Yeah.
We were kids. Yeah, so that's why I was like, well, I just remember seeing the car. You know what I mean? And that's a big ass car. It's long. You know what I mean? And it was nice, bro. The guy worked at a packing house in Ivanhoe, and he was a photographer on the weekends. You know what I mean? And paisano se llamaba Jose Garcia, which he still lives in. He lives in Ivanhoe,
Yeah.
and maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, I ran into him. I saw him at a store and his wife, and I looked. I go, hey, that's that dude right there. And I went up to him and I stood right in front of him. And I go, hey, ¿cómo está, don? And then he's looking at me. I go, ¿no me conoce? And I go, no.
Didn't recognize
No,
you.
he didn't recognize me. And then I go, soy Mike Guzman. He looks, he's like, oh, shit. He's like, looking at me. My hair's all gray, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, it was cool. It was cool to see him and stuff. But yeah, it was that guy right there and the other paisa that actually they ended up moving to Farmersville. They live here. He's a truck driver and stuff like that. But I still I have communication with this guy. You know, we were pretty. His mom used to babysit my sister and myself when we were kids. We were neighbors, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was young. So in the 6th grade, junior high, yeah, we moved to Farmersville, and you know, I've been here ever since. You know, grew up here, went to Exeter High. We didn't have the Farmersville High School. You know, and then got married, and you know what I mean, bought a house here in Farmersville. I've been here, you know what I mean?
Been here ever since.
Been here ever since, yeah. So I mean, a lot of people, you know what I mean, have come. The town's starting to grow a little bit, you know what I mean? But I know a lot of people know me. A lot of people know the truck, even though if they don't know. As soon as they see the truck, you know, oh, it's
Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike. You know, oh, you live in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, Mike, let's get into some history, bro. Everybody in the
All
Lowrider
right.
game here in the Valley knows you. A lot of people don't know about New Friends, the history of it, when it started, how you got a hold of it. I remember when I first saw New Friends, I saw the 2 mini trucks, and the one that really stood out to me was the green and yellow one. That shit was badass.
The convertible.
Yeah, the chop one,
The
dude.
chop
That
one?
fucking truck stood out to me, dude. And I remember that thing would always come up across the street because Harvey used to live across the street from me.
Yeah.
Which another member of New Friends. Every time those 2 mini trucks came up, and it had a system too.
Yeah, 415.
I remember seeing it at Moody Grove Park.
Yeah.
He always had girls in the back of the bed mobbing it. That was a badass truck, dude.
Yeah.
So give everybody the history of your club, dude. Where the name came from, how you got a hold of it. Because a lot of people just know the club, but they don't know everything about it.
Yeah. You know, it is kind of funny because I started hanging around. My sister became she started going out with the guy from Dinuba.
Yeah.
When I was I think I was like maybe a freshman in high school or maybe 8th grade in junior high. And I started, you know what I mean, coming around. And he had a Delta 88. It was a Delta 88, like Harvey's, you know what I mean. It was on center lines, you know what I mean. Laid out. He had 215s in, badass system. So I started, you know, hey, you want to go over here? And we used to go over there to the north side right there, where food's called on Ben Maddox and Houston.
Yeah.
And just hang out at the parking lot. I remember, you know what I mean, as a youngster going over there, you know what I mean, hanging out. And I seen, you know, the president at the time, Anthony Franco, he had a Blue Ranger with hydraulics, candy, like a cobalt blue or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that time, everybody had the name of their plaques or whatever, their car club painted right on the back windows.
Yep.
You know, in the 90s
Old
and
school stuff.
Old school, yeah. And so I you know, there was some other guys. I had a cousin from Wood Lake that had a mini truck también, a little Nissan hardbody. And my brother-in-law, that's the one you're talking about. At the time, he didn't have the truck. He ended up getting that truck later. I think his grandpa, they went out to Idaho.
Yeah.
And they brought it. It was it had a stud top, no windows. Well, it was like some type of blue, purplish color with some like 15-inch spokes. And then he put a system in it. He's always been into systems. He put 415 Fosgates in it. And man, we used to go hit Mooney in that fucker, man. It was that shit. We would go to the car wash on Walnut right there, rinse it up, open up the back, and vámonos, you know what I mean? And yeah, that shit was fucking subbing. So this was maybe in I started coming around the club, just hanging around. I wasn't even a member or nothing. Like I graduated in 93, so like in 91 or so.
Yeah.
1991. So like the club originated or established here, I guess, in like in 1987. like history wise of the club, I've learned kind of through going to car shows. Like we go to Bakersfield car show. We used to go to the
Yeah.
Bakersfield car show, to the Canales Unidos car show. The president Javier, you know what I mean? When we started going to that car show, he's like, "Hey, new friends, huh?" And I go, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Man, I haven't seen that club in a while." And he's the one that started filling me in about some of the history of New Friends Car Club. He's like, that New Friends started out here in Bakersfield and stuff like that. And I'm like, "No, I didn't even know that." So
Crazy.
yeah, it started out here in Bakersfield. And then so many guys, they meet some guys out there. And then from there, I guess they were gonna drop it. And I guess some of these guys up here ended up bringing over here, which one of the main guys at that time that took over is actually Miguel Magallanes.
Yeah.
That's the president of Ramflitas. He's an old school New Friends member. There was another guy from Legacy Car Club that's in Legacy Car Club that's one of the original New Friends members that brought it. That took over, that opened it up here. Yeah, opened it up here. Then I guess I'm not sure when Anthony Franco, like around what time or what had happened, and then he ended up taking over. So when I came around, Anthony Franco was from Easter Rossi, was the one that was running it. So I just started hanging around with the guys, you know what I mean? And I started off with the beach cruiser bike. Steve Burke from
Yeah.
SAK, originally, like his family, his background, he used to live here in Farmersville.
Yes, he did.
His grandma lived on Brundage. He had an uncle named Roy. And as even in junior high and stuff, we used to go to his grandma's house, and his grandma, bro, and his uncle had a fucking pile. I mean, a pile, bro, of just bikes, all kinds of bikes, sizes or whatever. So we used to go back there, bro, and like, me, Steve, and there was a couple other kids that we used to go over there and just fucking take parts off, like extend forks, you know what I mean, and bondo, and we started making our lowrider bikes. And Steve, at that time, we were youngsters, We go to Walmart and buy the model car candy paints and shit.
Yep.
And then Steve would come over and we sand them all down. And that's how we started, bro. Me and Steve go way back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fucking kids, And I give him a lot of props, man. To see me personally, to see where he came from, or how he started painting, and to where he is now. Se avienta, he gets down. Yeah, so he's the one that started, okay, hey, let's do a gold base with the silver and throw these little candies on it. And we started doing our bikes, and we used to ride them around town. And that's how, me pretty much, I didn't really show no bikes when I was in the club. I wasn't even in the club, but I had them up around. I didn't have I wasn't part of New Friends yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just started hanging around. And then I just started hanging around out there with my brother-in-law in East Rossi. That little truck that Miguel was talking about, it was 83 little Nissan. And one time, we wanted to redo it. And we're like, fucking chop it. He was like, no, I don't want to chop. I said, man, let's fucking chop it. And Anthony también, he's like, just chop it. Taped it up, and we fucking took the sauce out. Yeah, we chopped it. And then from there, we started helping them, just like that truck, my truck, backyard paint jobs, back there in Easter Bullshit, just dirt, bro, and a tarp, wet it down and go for broke.
That was a badass paint job on that truck, dude. Like you always say, backyard paint jobs are always the best.
It was all flake, man.
Yeah.
It was a complete, a full-on silver flake paint job. And
Backyard boogie.
Yeah, and he did it. I think Nico, the upholstery guy, he did the seat, and then he did some of the bed and stuff like that. But it was a nice. A lot of people knew that truck because he used to work at the 7-Eleven on Lovers Lane.
Okay.
So it was always out there. That was his daily driver, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. He didn't have my sister had a car, but that was his daily.
Yeah.
So a lot of people remember that truck, and too bad. You know what I mean? It's resting in peace and fucking wrecked your junkyard somewhere.
It was a classic, dude. It was a badass truck.
Yeah, it's one of the icon, I guess you could say.
I remember that, dude. Every time I see, when I first saw it, dude, it's just it stood out. I'm like, wow, that was a badass truck.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the upholstery bed, I was like, hell yeah. What was your first car, Mike? When you got with new friends, you started modeling. Got you license to drive.
Well, my first car was which one came first? The Monte Carlo. I had an '84 Monte Carlo that I bought from my brother-in-law, that Martin Mesa from Wood Lake painted. It was candy.
Yeah.
He bought it. It had hydros. It was a nice car, magenta. It was a magenta with some patterns on it.
Yeah.
He got pulled over on Wood Lake for hitting switches, and then he took the hydros off. It was a fix-it ticket. And after that, he didn't want the car, so I bought that. I think that was one of the first ones. I think that was the first one. If not, there was an '81 Regal.
81 Regal.
81 Regal I got from Ralph Palafox from Wood Lake,
Yeah.
and that's actually one of the first cars that Anthony Franco painted for me. I was gonna be like a chocolate gray. I had the white vinyl with the little humps in it to make back.
I remember that car.
Yeah. And so at that time there was a Cadillac color that had just come out, brand new Cadillac. It looked like a candy apple red, just like a candy 3-stage paint job, and I bought that color, and that's the color I wanted on my Regal. And what we put it on there then was, Franco always wanted, hey, let's try a fade or something, so it went from candy apple to like a purple, kind of at the bottom, and that was the first car that I actually had and had painted. Yeah. And then after that was, others came after that, but I think one of the ones that I kind of regret getting rid of, and I actually did build like from nothing, was the 81 Cutlass that I had. Yeah. That one right there was that was a keeper. That was a keeper right there, man.
All of them are keepers, bro. And then you get rid of them.
So you get rid of them. Yeah.
What year did you become president?
I became president. Man,
it's been a while, huh?
Yeah, it's been. And that's a good question, because sometimes I sit back and reflect on what year it was, and it was just. I just remember riding solo for a while. Anthony, he didn't have a car.
Yeah. We
built that Cutlass. Actually, that Cutlass is the one that I started showing. It was a candied root beer, peanut butter top, peanut butter and dark brown interior, center golds, and I started showing that car in 2000.
Yeah.
So after that, Anthony would back me up as far as going to the car shows and help set up the car and stuff like that. And he was like, hey, well, take over the club, man. I said, nah, man. I was at the time, supposedly I was like VP, because I was running, we had a lot of stuff going on at that time with the Life.
Yeah.
They have that Life organization that had started. So I was part of that. And so we were busy with trying to get cruising back on Mooney, because that's when cruising got prohibited and stuff, and so I think around maybe like 2001, 2002 maybe. Took it over because I had that Cutlass, and I just remember Anthony telling me, he said, hey man, he kept telling me over and over, and he's like, if you don't take over, man, we're just gonna squash it. We're just gonna shut it down. I said, hell no. I said, man, I've been out here by myself and shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the, solo, and I had like Brown Society, Gabino go way back, and other car clubs like, hey man, you're always by yourself, okay, come over this way, I said, nah, I'm cool, it's all right. I'm not, it doesn't bother me, what I mean? And to this day, that we've had our ups and downs, and stay loyal. Don't get me wrong. There's been times. One time we were gonna shut it down and start a Carnales Unidos, bro, chapter over here. And one of our members actually, did go to Carnales, and like a month or so later, he came back. He's like, nah. He's like, no, it's not. It's not the same. You know what I mean? And then plus, it's not about colors or nothing like that, but just territorial wise.
Yeah.
Being like some members may be cool, and other members might be not, because we're Tulare County, Kern County, at times, it could be some animosity, and
unfortunately,
it sucks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so back in the day, one of my best friends, he was starting a new friends. I was rolling before I was like not part of new friends yet, like in the 90s, and I had a Mazda 626, 86 with 13s. I was like one of the first guys in our friends that bought 13s. I went to Big Old Tires. I paid like $1,500 for a set of brand new roasters, back then roasters, and it looked like a Honda, you know what I mean, back with the Euros back in the day, Go hit Mooney, and I used to just click up with Success, with Rocky and them, go to Rocky's house, it was fucking 15, 18 fucking Euros, you know what I mean, and just hit Mooney, bro, and one of my homies he's from Farmersville, Armando, and he had a Regal. We just kick it with them for the cruise, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to go to the cruise.
To go to the cruise. Well, that homeboy later on when we started hanging around more with new friends, we're kind of part of new friends. He passed away in a car accident.
Yeah.
And so when we laid him down to rest, I laid him down to rest in a new friend shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was made a promise that, you know what I mean, I'll be going down the same way, So when these times came that we're gonna shut it down and try something else, my wife would be like, she'd remind me, she's like, you don't remember? You know what I mean? What you promised and stuff, and I'm like, man, it like choked me up. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, you're right. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Everybody, I've done this shit solo myself. You know what I mean? And I'm not like, I try with my job, I'm a truck driver now. So my job is kind of hard to be out there at a lot of events, and I would love to go out to many more events than I usually go to. Just to be out there, bro. I just like hanging around, just with the people and interacting and bullshitting and you know what I mean, getting different ideas, checking out the rides, of course. You know what I mean, and I just love the whole atmosphere, and I don't know, it's just. It's just cool. So like that's why I'm like, so I think in around that time that's when I took over and shit. I've been going at it, bro. Fuck.
Well, I'm gonna let you know, bro. You've done a good job, bro. I've seen you. You've never let it go, bro, and it hasn't died out. And that's good, man. Keep it going, bro. Don't let it die out. I mean, that's a club from the '70s. I mean, even when you started in the '90s, what are the top 5 clubs you remember from the '90s when you were in it?
Yeah.
Do you know what 5 clubs were around from here, or the biggest ones?
Well,
at that time in the '90s.
Shit. Well, I remember Brown Society. I remember Nuestro Pride. There was Proud from Pueblo también. It's the Legends.
Yeah, that was a big club.
Legends was what's his name? He was cool as hell, bro. And us. Shit. Who else? Was one of Lizzie's finest, but it was Majestics también. But I don't remember like as far as like here, like the Apollos came later. You know what I mean? But who else am I missing? Who else do you think was? Evolution, when they came out, they were freaking huge. Yeah, they were big.
I mean, they came out of nowhere.
They came out swinging, bro. And what I like about Evolution is that, I mean, they came out and stamped. They had their own stamp. All their cars have murals.
Yeah, everybody had murals.
And you know what the funny thing is? When I built my Cutlass, I used to work for Rent Center, bro. Ben Maddox in Houston, right?
Yeah. One
time I take my car once in a while to work. And his bikes are rolled up in like some kind of Chrysler with some stripes and shit on it, And he gets off. He says, "¿Es tu carro?" I go, "Yeah, Simón." And then he's like, "Hey, yo hago murales." I'm like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is murales?" He's like, "Dibujos and shit." And I'm like, "Oh, murals, Simón." I go, "Yeah." And he's like, "No, he gave me a card and shit, bro." So, "No, I go, well, how much would you charge? You know what I mean? To do something on the hood or the trunk?" He's like, "No, como $500. Bro, little did I know. I mean, I didn't do nothing I didn't get no murals done on my car or nothing. But that fucker blew up and it became to be fucking Alberto Herrera, bro. And now I'm trying to go get a fucking mural for $500. You're gonna get a little door jam, you know what I mean?
A lowrider
guy, homes on
and I bet you a lot of people don't know that he used to do fucking t-shirts at the Ramate. Exactly. That's how he started, bro. That's how he started.
Crazy, bro.
And I remember him. Every Evolution car had a mural done by him.
Yep.
And he blew up.
I think, you know what I mean? He hit one guy up, and then from there, bro. I mean, he just hooked him up. Yeah. I mean, if I would have took the advantage of that opportunity, bro. I mean, fuck, You know what I mean? It would have had some badass murals, you know.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I didn't know who he was, and you know what I mean. And until you know what I mean, later on, maybe what, a year or so later, I started seeing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, that was a vato that fucking hit me up, you know? Oh, damn,
That's crazy, bro.
my bad, Alberto, eh?
Yeah, no, that's how it is, bro. It's crazy when I first found out that he was at the Remate airbrush, and I was like, that was him? Fucking look at him now, bro. Fucking legend.
He is a
One
legend.
of the top muralists in the fucking, I would say, the whole U.S. Dude.
Yeah.
He's up there, dude.
He's badass.
Yeah, dude, he gets down.
And he's right here in our backyard.
In our backyard, which we have a lot. We have a lot of people like that nobody really knows about. He's well known. Everybody knows he's right here. I'm gonna tell you.
Everybody knows.
But there's other people around here that people don't know. It's like everybody goes south or north to get work done.
And what's crazy is like you expect him to have a big ass fucking fancy shop, and you go, it's a little house on the north side over there, and you drive in, and you're like, what the hell? It's badass in there. You know what I mean? You're like,
little studio that he built.
Yeah,
he
like a tattoo shop in there, all tiled down and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
So back in the day, Mike, cruising Mooney, bro, how was Mooney for you back in the day?
Man.
Compared to now, let's compare then and now, bro.
There's no fucking comparison. You know what I mean? There's no cruising Mooney now, bro. Yeah. There's park and chills, you know?
Hey, isn't that crazy, bro? How before we weren't allowed to cruise and everybody would cruise.
Yeah.
And now that we could do it, everybody
parks.
Everybody wants to park.
I don't know, bro. Is it because they added an extra lane and it's I'm sure we could fill those fucking 3 lanes bumper to bumper.
Fuck yeah,
you know
we can. Dude, with all the cars that are around the valley, we can.
And you know, and the cops ain't really targeting the lowrider community. You know, man, we would look forward to the weekends, bro. Oh, yeah. We work our ass off on, you know what I mean? I worked out with Steve Burke, bro. I ended up getting a Halle at Mako painting body, bro. Steve worked there with his dad, bro. And I was a prepper. Steve was a body man and his dad, eh? And there was a paisa fucking painting. You know, BC been off and on, you know, throughout the years, you know, and that's why I was giving props at Madway. You know what I mean? Just to think, you know, bikes and as kids, and then fucking Mako painting body, and then now where you're at, you know. But I mean, we would look forward. We work Monday through Friday. And Friday came along, go home and fucking wash a ranfla and tell my girlfriend at the time, you know, and hey, just get ready, man. Yeah. You know, you get paid on Friday. Just fucking wash the car, go get something to eat, you know what I mean? And hit Moonies, bro. Yeah. And it was badass, bro. Hasta se calentaba el pinche carro, fucking overheating and shit, because it was bumper to bumper.
Yeah, I remember 98, 99. Taking my cousin's fucking Honda, we would go with Tim, and it was just bumper to bumper, bro.
It was awesome.
It was packed, cars were everywhere.
My spot was we used to come back around and flip right there by the 7-Eleven where that t-shirt place where the in-shape gym is right now. It was a big ass parking lot, you know what I mean? We used to kick back right there or go over there where Oli Frijole was over there.
I remember In-N-Out. Everybody used to go to In-N-Out where it's at.
Yeah.
And people would always hop there. And I didn't know who the hopper was. And I'm pretty sure it was fucking Keebler, bro, because he was the only hopper for a long time.
And Rick, bro.
Rick? Okay.
Rick, he used to hook up the ranflas for Bronze Society, bro. Yeah. My grandma lived on Victor, between Chinowood and Linwood.
Yeah.
So if you go all the way down Linwood, I think it was Linwood or Chinowood, one of those, I think it was Chinowood. You go all the way down, bro, and there was a corner house. And that vato Rick lived right there. Well, he had a Caprice, those box Caprices.
Okay.
Cadillac. He had a badass Cadillac. I just remember there was a neighbor, my grandma's comadre's son, which he was in homies, Gene Fernandez.
Yeah.
He used to go over there and there was a white boy named Tony. He had a fucking a 70 or 72 Nova candy blue with hydraulics, bro. But those vatos, I remember passing through there, and there was always cars right there. Those vatos were always fucking putting hydraulics in, and the cars that came out of that garage right there, that house. Yeah, they were messing around, bro. They were fucking true hoppers, eh?
Yeah.
And
what year was this?
Fuck, bro, this was what year was this? 90, I would say between 93, 4, 5, or some of that, maybe even sooner, 91 to 90.
90,
yeah, bro. Yeah, I used to go to my grandma's a lot, you know what I mean? And I was in high school, And I used to get out of high school, go to my grandma's because I used to go to Tico, you know what I mean, that trade school.
Yeah.
And then from there, which was on Mooney Boulevard, and then from there, go to my grandma's. And then, Gene, that guy was in Brown Society. And one time he rolled in with the fucked up car, a 64 Super Sport, but it was fucking a piece of shit, bro. Like, machine. Put it in his backyard, you know what I mean? Like, where you gonna fix this shit? He's like, Simón, I'm like, what the fuck? No mames, güey. This shit needs a lot of work. But homeboy lived with his mom, he had a good holiday, you know?
Yeah.
And hey, bro, I'd go there on the weekends and frame that shit was tore apart. And slowly but surely, bro, the fucking 64 came alive. And when he busted out one time for Easter, no mames. He had the works, bro. 4 pumps, 12 batteries, 16 switches, and he had the car full of heads, and that shit was
Back bump.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Vicious, you know what I mean? It was vicious.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it out to the cruise nights in Porterville and Olive? Because that was another spot too.
I went there once.
One time, what did you think about that one?
It was cool, eh? It was different, but it was like a mini Mooney.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty long, but it's not as long as Mooney.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
I just wish Mooney could get back to bumper, dude. How will that happen? I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
You know, we tried our hardest, bro. In the 90s, Gabino, myself, Cook, what's his name? He used to run the president, the old president from Legends. I mean, there was it was a black guy, Orpheus, or there was a club in Porto, and that vato used to sell hydraulic parts too. And he had a Lincoln, and he would come down. And so we had meetings with the city official, with the fucking city manager, with the mayor of Visalia, with the chief of police.
Yeah.
With we even had people come from the Fresno area that you know how they had the controlled cruise on Kings Canyon. Well, we even tried. They even, you know what I mean, tried helping us with this situation because we would get ran around. They would give us a runaround because they would tell us that we would have to go to the state because Mooney Boulevard was a state highway, Highway 63.
Yep.
So we were fighting the fact that what is Kings Canyon?
It's a
highway, fucking Highway 80. You know what I mean? And how are they allowed to cruise and we are not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when we started life because the cops were targeting lowriders and profiling us as fucking gangbangers,
Giving us tickets,
pulling us over. You know what I mean? And we're like, come on, man, you think we're gonna fucking be putting a bunch of money into cars like this so we could just run around and run amok and fucking, you know what I mean? And get them fucked up, retaliation. And nah, it's not about that. You know what I mean? It's about fucking lowrider community. Yeah, we're from Farmersville, Visalia, Exeter, fucking Wood Lake, Tulare, Porterville. But we all know each other. We come together as one, and we just want to have a fucking good time and fucking cruise, bro. That's it. This is our hobby.
Yeah.
Just like the gabachos, like fucking hot rods
and low rods,
and low rods and all that shit. This is us. This is who we are. This is our culture. This is what I grew up as. You know what I mean? As you know what I mean? And then just growing up and Lowrider magazine. You know what I mean? Fuck, it was a big influence. You know, car shows and shit.
I think with events too, though, now that like people do, and just seeing the car shows and fundraisers, like I think they're starting to see the actual picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not cholos or vagabundos. You know what I mean? They're actually out there trying to do something positive. So
now it's a different scene. Back then, like they want to profile. Now they know who we are, and now you know what I mean. Now we're in the middle of the low riding community and fuck all these tacuaches quemando llanta, you know what I mean, and messing up that part, you know what I mean, and coming around us and doing their stupidity around us and trying to, you know what I mean, and so, but the cops already know. They know. They'll come through and they'll kick back and then they'll wait for those fuckers to take off or what they know what's up. You know what
before it used to be the racers.
Yeah.
The racers were fucking us from fucking Hondas and Mustangs come to fucking do their thing and then here come the cops.
Here come the cops. And they leave, you know what I mean? We just chill, like, come on now. Fuck, you be fucking burning up. Chale. We don't do that.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, bro. Easter Saturday, what used to be Easter Sunday, Mooney Grove Park. Well, back in the day, we used to be at Mooney. People would go to Bartlett Park. People would go to Cutler Park. And then eventually, everybody ended up at Mooney. Well, it looks like it's breaking up again. People are going to be at Bartlett Park this year. People are
Yeah.
going to be at Mooney.
Yeah, we'll see how that comes out.
We'll see how it comes out. But what was your take going to Easter Sunday, bro, before it switched to Easter Saturday? Because it used to be Easter Sunday before.
Yep. Yes,
It used to be packed.
packed.
Everybody used to come down to Mooney Grove Park.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a main fucking event. You know what I mean? In April for Easter, everybody spilled their cars and got ready. You know what I mean, for Easter. I just remember fucking being long nights and shit and getting shit ready. You know, pulling all nighters trying to fucking
3 or 4 in the morning.
yeah,
or
bro.
5.
And then going to the park at 4 or 5 in the morning, jump the fence or the fucking cable to, you know, get a spot. You know, save a spot.
Yeah.
And you know, fuck 5 in the morning, a big ass line. You know what I mean? Trying,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, to get in. Easter Sundays was cool. You know what I mean? There was a lot of lowriders, a lot of families. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I think like now we have it on Easter Saturday, and the shit. I think now Easter Saturday is getting to be like there is a shitload of lowriders, but I think there's a lot of daily drivers, a lot of
Yep.
just families going out there on the Saturday instead
Yeah.
of on the Sunday. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, it kind of fucks it up. You know what I mean?
It does, bro, because
'Cause it used-
I won't even cruise no more because my car will overheat. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
mine too.
You get
Hey, they're
stuck
like,
right
hey,
there.
está tirando agua. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Move out of the way, man. I'm fucking heating up. You got to move your daily
Yeah.
out of the way.
Bro, yeah, you gotta either cruise early and get a couple rounds in.
Yeah,
and,
Before everybody starts coming
yeah,
in.
because after like 12 o'clock or so,
Yeah, you
fuck,
can't
it's
cruise up.
fucking bumper to
Yeah.
bumper.
Or at the end when it's going to shut down, then you can take your spins, but everybody's
Yeah.
gone already. But yeah,
Yeah, but Easter Sunday is something that we always look forward to.
do you think
Sure.
the dailies are messing it up where people are starting to split up?
I think so, yeah.
Think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that I think they should have a fucking section to park all them dailies, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
From the
just
little
park.
bridge on the other side. Stay on that
just
side.
let
You
the
know?
lowriders cruise. Yeah, dude. I
Yeah,
seen that and it's just
you know, you park and you know you got your club and then you got, but you know what I mean, or
Cement
low riders,
Delgado
and then
right
those fools are try to shove their car right next to you. You know, if they
Yeah.
see a little
Yeah.
spot.
they try to park it right next to your
Yeah.
your lineup. It's like, bro, this is our lineup. Stay out of the way.
Yeah.
People come, they don't care, boys. Then they take off walking to the other side of the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's
true.
like, fuck, we just lost the parking.
I mean, it's cool, bro. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with people breaking it up and like Barley Park. I mean, Color Park is a nice park too.
They
you know,
they fixed it up a
they
lot.
fixed
too,
it up. It's come a long way. It's a really nice park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember fucking cruising Mooney's Easter, then at Mooney's Grove, and then take off from there and go fucking do a couple vueltas over here
And Cutler.
and Cutler, and there was people out there hanging around.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
remember Mooney, fucking people go out there and then you come over here. It's like, man,
Yeah,
it was cool though, because then you get to see everything.
yeah.
Different cars over there, different cars over here,
Exactly.
then everything different over here, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I give these guys props. The ones that are doing this, was it the finest of that?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
starting it up.
They're starting
It's
it
cool,
up.
dude. I mean, it's a good thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, maybe some people may think, why did they're trying to break off and groups, but I mean, the distance también, you know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, it's a big distance.
You know, and
Cool.
I understand, hey, let's get something going on in your hood and your town, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And bring something back that used to be there
Yeah.
before, you know what I mean? And a lot of people probably don't even remember that they used to
part.
have that
yeah,
part.
no.
Yeah,
I know a lot of the old guys do,
Yeah.
because I chop it up with them. They're like, dude, Butler, that park used to be the shits back in the
Yeah.
day. It's like, yeah, it's just like Mooney was cool, Cutler was cool. You know, even people say that they used to like cruising Porterville better than Mooney.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I never
think
went
Mooney
to
was
it
the
actually. I never cruised out there Bartlett Park at the sun. I would just go here and Cutler.
shit. Yeah,
You know, even on a Sunday. Well, now that we do it on Easter Saturdays, I'll take a cruise of Cutler Park on a Sunday. You know,
yeah.
just to check it out, and it's cool. You know what I mean? You'll see some cars, but not that many. But it's cool that people, once they see lowriders cruising around,
They stop and they watch it.
Yeah, they stop and they like it. You know,
Yeah, they do.
like it. You know.
Yeah. Do you think we have too many events here or not enough?
I think too many.
We have too many.
I think so. I
Just
think.
the pockets, bro.
The Halloweens,
Oh,
the
bro.
trunk and treat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
it's a
are. I think that's the biggest one.
You gotta pick and
Yeah.
choose which one to go because
See,
it
we're
can
not
be
big
like
enough to
that,
break
huh?
up like in policies too.
No.
Yeah, no, we're not. It's not a big group, but man, dude, I mean, yeah, and then
You know, and it's hard to pick and choose. And
It
then
is.
without getting feelings hurt,
Yeah.
it is.
I know we used to help the fall festival. This is the last year that we didn't do the car show for the fall festival. We started off good. It started dwindling down because there's other events started popping up, you know. And so yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I know people want to go to bigger events than, you know, Farmersville has always struggled, you know what I mean, with the city. It's always hard with them for them to put stuff together, you know. So you know, we tried helping for a while, and then we started off good, and instead of getting bigger and better as far as the car show wise, you know, it just started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So this past year we decided not to do the car show and just stick with the cruise nights. You know, we started the cruise nights maybe what 4 years ago, and those have been going good, you know.
It's a good cruise night, bro. It gets packed, dude, for the size of the town.
Yeah,
they let you cruise the boulevard. PD don't fuck with you.
No, I just been fighting the city to get more lighting out there. You know what I mean? It's dark.
Yeah, it's dark, but it's a cool little cruise. For that cruise night you guys do. It used to be like Bullock used to be like that too, and then the cops just fucked it up, dude.
Yeah, bro, the Bullock cruise was a nice one, man. I used to love going to that one. Yeah,
that was a nice one to look forward to. But
yeah, it sucks.
So the cops just ruined it, and it's like yours. They don't mess with nobody here.
No,
people come to hit switches. They don't say shit.
Yeah, I think this past year they were like, hey, well, if somebody's gonna hit switch, you know, just be careful. They were like, hey, we don't want to see, you know, wheels coming off like before, you know. Like, we understand because there's a lot of people walking around and stuff like that, you know. So we want this thing to keep growing, and I get a lot of props from just people that live here in town, you know what I mean. They come, hey, Mike, thank you, you know. Me like, well, like, hey man, it was cool, man. Fucking cruise night was cool. Like, well, yeah, boy, it brings everybody out, you know, and like I tell the city, you know, the businesses is what, you know, benefit from
everybody. Money's coming into the city by them, because the minute they start messing with them, nobody's gonna want to come, bro. That's cool that they don't fuck with nobody.
They don't mess with anybody. So it's cool, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of events. There's a lot of car clubs now and everybody's trying to do something, you know what I mean? And fuck, 37 fucking car clubs, 35 car clubs, imagine, and everybody wants to do something in a month. No, my man.
Oh, it kills your pockets, bro. It kills your pockets, bro. The one show that I really liked around here in the Valley, bro, that I thought was the best fucking show was the one at the casino, bro.
The Tachi
show, bro. I wish they were able to bring that back.
Me too.
I used to like going, parking, fucking go to the buffet, go the fuck down, and then come back, and the concerts were off the fucking hook.
No, I don't know. There was a flyer. I think they were trying to kind of bring it back. I don't know.
Really? That'd be fucking awesome, man.
I think it was like a three day, and then the car show's only gonna be Saturday. So I don't know, something to look into, I guess. But
yeah, that was always a good show, bro. Same
trophies.
thing. Let's go inside. It's fucking hot.
Let's go inside, go eat, drink a beer.
Kick back.
I mean, I don't gamble. I would just go up there and get a fucking beer and be like, all right, let's go back outside.
That
was the best fucking. They brought people from everywhere for that fucking show.
And all sorts of lowriders, and you know, the nocturnal, you know, fucking all the trucks, all the cars. They got some bad fucking cars, you know. It's made at that time where they had it going on. So
if you're listening, Resmate, bring that show back, man.
Yeah, bro.
It was the best fucking show in the Valley.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
it was a badass
killer fucking show and killer
badass fucking trophies too.
Hey, we would get there. I remember we would get there at fucking 6, 7 in the fucking morning, and you're leaving at 10 o'clock at night. All day fucking event.
All day, because of the concert. Fuck.
It was cool though.
It
was a cool fucking thing to be out there doing that shit.
Hell yeah.
Mike, so you've been lowriding here. You see the style of cars here. I know you've been up to Washington for shows, bro. Is there a difference in the lowriding from here and over there, or is it the same? And difference is like the way they build them, bro. Because you know, like every area, different states, the paint jobs are there, everything's different.
Yeah.
What was your take on that? Because I know you've been up there and you've been here. Did you hit cruises up there when you were up there? I mean, how was it?
There is a difference as far as where I went to the Tri-Cities. We have a chapter, New Friends chapter in Tri-Cities, Washington. So I took the truck. We've been to a couple shows up there. And they always looked at ours, you know what I mean? I got, you know what I mean, gold leafing, a variegated gold leafing and stuff. We took one of our old members, Ed, that passed away, rest in peace, Ed. His Impala, his glass house for the first time.
The purple one,
The purple one, we took that one. And he had his Chava had striped it. And we took that one the first time. We went up there to a show, and they were fucking tripping out on it. There is a difference as far as like I didn't see a lot of candy paint jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of basically clear clothes, clean. I did not see a lot of silver leafing, gold leafing. A lot of the stuff was done in paint and like kind of like it looked like leafing and like straight, but it was like sponging type deal.
Oh, okay.
And silvers and shit like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? And like say they would lay down a white and then put like silver, like sponging, but it looked like make believe fucking leafing and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a difference in paint wise. What I did notice a big difference is that they were big on is their hydraulics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they didn't fuck around with hydraulics. Everybody over there had a fucking piston pump to the nose, bro. And
Really?
every car, I mean, cars be cow, like goddamn, you know what I mean? And I remember the shows, bro, Majestics.
Yeah.
Hands down. Those vatos, I mean, Majestics don't fuck around, you know what I mean?
No, they don't.
You know, they're badass. It's a badass club. They got some bad rides up in the Northwest, bad as fuck. And these vatos will show up, bro. And I mean, fully chrome and gold fucking undercarriage. I mean, sitting at the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The hop would start. A couple guys would fucking pull their cars out of the fucking show right there, take them to the fucking dirt pit way, and fucking bro, fucking bam, like nothing, just clean, quiet. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? And that's the first time that I actually trip out. That I seen the A-arms. They used to put like these springs on the A-arms, bro. Like 2 springs, like probably like maybe 1.5, 2 inch fucking wide, long fuckers. Like, I don't ever see that shit in Cali, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, them vatos were fucking. And bro, there was other clubs in the area right there that one of the guys, the club that used to throw that show. What's the name of that car club, bro? Malditos, I can't remember the name of it, but he was the one of the main guys that threw that car show, and they had a couple hoppers. Yeah, but that's one thing I did see that I came back with impressed.
Yeah.
Was that they didn't mess around. They were into their hydraulics, bro. They were out there to cruise and fucking hop. You know what I mean? As long as the car looked clean, you know what I mean? It was on. It was on a cracking. Yeah. There's a big difference in cruising. También the cruising didn't have like a big boulevard that like it was like us back in the day, bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
But they got together, you know what I mean, and it was a good amount of cars, different style of cars than over
that
here.
they fix up from here.
Yeah, that they fix up from here. So, but it was cool. It was cool to see and to go to my compa's house. My compa now is over there, the VP at the time for New Friends.
Yeah.
Go to his house, and then 3-4 other car clubs will show up, bro. But you were there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, guys from fucking Cali are here, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, fuck yeah, they go over there. We fucking barbecue party, and they show up with the rides, rollers only, fucking these, you know what I mean? There was a couple guys from Majestics, so it was cool, man.
That's cool.
It was cool. Yeah, they were cool people. Yeah, I don't mind going back over there.
So tell us a little bit about your truck. What year?
Well,
when did you get it? How did it start?
Man, there's a long story with this truck right here, bro. This truck is actually originated here from Farmersville, and that actually came not too far from this fucking park. You see that shed over there on the other side of this park is actually the ex-owner of this truck right here. This truck came from King City. My buddy Art Sanchez was the original owner. His dad gave it to him. It was his dad's work truck, and I remember I lived on the other side over here, and there's a mobile home park over here. Yeah. My parents got divorced, and we lived with we stayed with my dad. It was just myself and my sister. We lived with one of my uncles in a mobile home over here, and Art lived right down the street. Well, I remember his dad gave him the truck, and then Art took it to Cameron Creek over here in Farmersville and has some gabacho lower it.
Yeah.
And then we fucking primered it. And then he started putting, like chrome grill, because it was all white. You know what I mean? With the original, they ain't got no chrome. They're all fucking white bumpers, white grills and shit. And he started working on it. And at the time I just saw him. I helped him out here and there, and And as I got the Monte Carlo, my first car, he had 14-inch roasters on it. He had the dummy lights. He had the chrome bumper. He had a chrome roll pan in the back. He didn't have a bumper, chrome grill. It looked clean.
Yeah.
With the black fucking bed cover, a vinyl one. And I used to hit him up. He never drove it, bro. He just had it there. I go, you don't drive it. I don't know. And it was sit for months, months. He will fucking repriming this truck like maybe once a year. Primary gray, then fucking the next year primary that rust fucking color, and then the following year primary gray again with the white top.
Yeah.
Well, I used to go over there. I'd take him whatever Lowrider car I had. I had the Monte Carlo, I had the Regal, I had the Colors later on. He had it for a long time. And I used to drop off my car. Wait, bro, let me take the truck.
Yeah.
Let me borrow it. Simón, and I go, here's the keys to the car, bro. Fucking go shoot a cruise in my car. I don't care. You don't need to take that. And I take off. I go into his house like at 10 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't come back till like 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Ahí está la troca, you know? And and then I used to just say, well, whenever you want to fuck get rid of this fucker, I go, let me know. Man, years and years and years passed, bro. Yeah, I ended up, I had a Monte Carlo, I had the Grand Prix. I had a Grand Prix también. And then, I had the Monte Carlo, the Regal. And then I had a Grand Prix. I did a Hollywood top on it. And then, then the Cutlass. And then I had the 68 El Camino. When I had the 68 El Camino, did that one. It was painted and everything, and it was nice, gold leafed and shit. And out of the blue, this fucker my homie never visited me, never.
Yeah.
I showed up to the house one day. He said, "Hey, bro, I gotta get rid of the truck." What? What do you mean? He's like, "Yeah, bro, it's my old lady." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, I gotta get rid of it." I go, "Well, fuck, how much you want?" He told me. I said, "Fuck, I got the cash with it." You know what I mean? I'm just finished building the fucking El Camino.
Yeah.
And I go, "But if you want, bro," I said, "I'll trade you the El Camino for the truck." For real? I had center gold Danes on the El Camino. It was fucking a pewter with gold leafing and striping and shit. He looked at it. I go, "I'm just gonna take the centers and I'll put the rallies on it and I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll be there tomorrow." All right. And I fucking took the centers off and I put the rallies and brought it to his house and I rolled up to his house. The fucking bed of the truck was fucking sitting over there. The truck was over there. I was like, "Oh, my man, what the fuck?"
Apart.
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, bro, does it even run?" And he's like, "Yeah." It fucking started right up.
He left the lowrider and got a lowrider.
Yeah. And we dropped the bed. We threw it on there, bro. We threw 4 bolts on it and I took it home, man. I rolled up to my pad. And my wife's like, "What the heck? What's this?" I go, "It's my truck." And I was all happy, bro. But I was like, "What the fuck? Where's El Camino?" I go,
Gone.
It's like, what? She was mad, bro. Yeah, she was. I was in the doghouse for a little while. She's like, "What the hell?" I go, "You don't understand.
Yeah.
You don't understand the history and like how long I've been around this truck, and I've been driving this truck. I've driven this truck more than the original owner, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I got it, I'm like, fuck, I've owned it like what? 16 years or so. I know it should be a lot better. It should have a chrome on the carriage and all that should be done. You know what I mean? But shit happens. You get a family. Yeah, but.
A ver, Mike. Dayton's, Zenas, or China's? What rim, bro? Or you go old school?
I would go old school with fucking some Danes with the 3-wing, homes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
I used to have 3 wings on my truck, bro, and then I lent them out and they fucked them up. And I want to go back to some. I want some cross lace now. I go with some cross lace with some fucking the 3-wing, bro. They look bad.
Yeah. I like the Dayton's look, but I like the True Rays.
Yeah, well, see, you didn't mention True Rays.
Yeah, I was good. I said, I gotta go True Rays. You didn't mention
True Rays, True Spokes, True Classics.
I mean, that to the Dayton's, I mean, it's hard, bro. It's a hard pick. I mean, I guess it depends on the build you want to do,
Yeah,
but,
and the style,
and even with the newer style, bro, some of these True Rays on some of these people that have them, they're fucking nice.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
The Fords way, you know what I mean? These battles from LA that busted out with these LTDs and shit with the True Rays. Oh, that looks sick, bro. What's on 520? No mames.
Hey, bro, nobody cared about LTDs, bro. Now find out how much they're going for.
Really? I haven't seen. Are they expensive?
Even the Thunderbirds, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to build Thunderbirds. No, and you said a Ford. Who wants to build a Ford?
Yeah.
But then when you see it fixed up, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I found a Thunderbird for cheap, and then I sold it to my brother-in-law, but I regret it.
Pablo fucking got it going on.
Yeah, I regret it. But, I mean, a Ford LTD is a nice
Yeah.
Or a Lincoln también.
The Lincoln. My uncle had a bucket. The Lincoln was Mark 5 or what the Beachy. It was a big ass ball. There's one that a black one of that at the car show scene in Bakersfield. I always remember that. Is it in Canales or what car club? It's a black one. It's
Oh yeah, it's a Lincoln.
It's a,
yeah.
Yeah, esse way. My uncle had one just like that, bro. The daily driver, black with the red, just a fucking, the tape on, pinstripe on it, clean way. Yeah, and then I started seeing that lowrider, but I'm like, damn, that's just like my uncle's car back in the day. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy, bro. You just gotta put your mind and think outside the box. I mean, whatever car, like I was saying, as I was growing up, I liked all kinds of cars. I go to the shows and you go to the Autoramas. You know, I lived in Calusa with my dad up for a minute. I go to the Sacramento Autorama, bro, and the cars, the old ass Oldsmobiles, and like Dan right here, bro. He's a fucking boat park guy. You know, the peachy boat that he has, that white one. You know what I mean? That Chrysler. You know, all that shit's they're
like
cool.
Harvey fucking had the Delta forever.
Yeah,
never ever seen a fucking Delta 88. It was always just Harvey. Now there's a couple out here now.
Yeah, I saw one for sale marketplace yesterday.
You never really seen those cars. I'm like, I would always get a kick out of it. That fucking Delta 88, bro, and he would be the only one.
He was the only one.
And now there's a couple of them here, but not a lot. But man, dude, that car, I mean, it's just. Yeah. Who would think you would fix that car up and make the things come out nice?
Yeah, that's a big ass fucking Cutlass or Regal. You know what
Basically,
I mean? It's a big car for my Copa Harvey. It's perfect for his ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can't fit in the Regal. He'd be like, you know what I mean? But Deltas are nice.
Well, Mike, just want to say thank you for taking the opportunity to talk with us and giving us info on stuff, letting us know about your club, man. And
you're welcome.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Don't let it go, dude. Keep it going, dude. I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean it's a club from the 70s. There's not that many left.
No.
You know, a lot of them, when people just, end up passing, or people just don't want to do it, or don't want to take the responsibility of taking over the club because they don't know what to do, or they're scared. You know, look at you still have it.
You know, I mean, shit. It's I mean, I'm not, like active, you know what I mean, because of my work and stuff like that. I wish I was. I had more time and stuff, but we're a small group, you know what I mean, and shit, we're cool, you know what I mean. I'm cool with that, you know what I mean, as long as we're out there and people know that we're out there. We had a couple members years back that came on board, and we go to the events and they're like kind of shy because they were new to the scene, you know. And it was kind of funny to me because we went to Mooney's Grove when they had the anniversary for Rocha.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. And we had a little meeting, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, well, now let's go over there with the rest of the people, you know? And they're like, oh, no. I was saying, man, come on.
Yeah.
And we go, like they acted like if we were strangers. I said, man, strangers. As soon as we parked our cars, we started walking up, you know what I mean? Hey, Mike, what's up, bro? And aquí, para allá. And they were like, what the hell? And then after a while, they were like, damn, bro. Like, everybody knows you. Or like, I said, man, we've been doing this for a while, bro.
Everybody knows you.
Yeah.
It's just respect for the Lowrider community, bro. I mean, we've been out there and, through thick and thin. You know what I mean? And we're trying, we're trying to stay alive out there. You know what I mean? But we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Nah, you guys are, and your little cruise night keeps going, dude. What's the date for the cruise night?
The first Saturday, the first Friday of October. Which I got to put out a flyer. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find somebody to make it. Everybody's kicking out these badass flyers, bro.
Yeah. They're using that chat GBT.
Yeah.
So come out to the cruise night, man. Farmersville Cruise Night. It's a badass cruise night. It gets packed. So be here early.
Trying to get some vendors hooked up. That way we have a little bit more out here.
More food out there.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Nothing. Just thank you, sir, for coming on to the show.
Thank you
glad to have you here, and
thank you guys for the invite. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And just I know there's a lot of culture, like you said, in our backyard, and we're definitely gonna try and capture most of it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. So thank you again. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Everything.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Anybody you want to give thanks to?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Somebody new's trying to get into this game. What's your advice you would give them?
Sure. Well,
building a lowrider.
Building a lowrider, bro, because we know it's hard.
It's expensive too.
It's expensive. I mean, I don't have the you know what I mean. Man, the quality of cars being built right now is fucking unreal. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, bro.
And it's just like these top builders say. You know what I mean? Just don't give up, man. You know, you got the money and the means to do it, and know what you want. Fucking tackle it, go fucking head on, and fucking build yourself a fucking badass ride. You know, if I had the means, I mean, shit. You know, my shit be a lot better than what it is right now. You
Bro,
know what
I
I mean?
have-
But
I think we would all be right there, Mike. Even me, bro. It's like,
yeah.
You see the price, you're like, what the fuck?
yeah, bro, everything's fucking going higher and higher by the
Yeah.
minute. And it's like, but yeah, man, just don't give up, man. I mean, the love is there.
Yeah,
It don't matter, bro. You know what I mean? Build what you can
exactly.
and
bro.
have fun with it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have fun.
Everything takes time.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.